Let me tell you a story that might relate to you as a soulpreneur who is looking to build your authentic business, do the work that really fulfills you while positively impacting a lot of people. All right, so imagine there was once a passionate explorer who was looking for a better life for themselves, wisdom, perspective, and to has this yearning to bring this newfound perspective to the masses to serve other people. So this explorer starts out at the river looking for the wisdom. There's a lot of people there at the river, as you can see. Those of you who are seeing the video part of it, and you can see the photo. A lot of people at the river, and this explorer finds that while there is some wisdom to be gained there, it's quite commonplace and not the special or transformational type of experience and knowledge that they're seeking. So this explorer goes further into where there's fewer people and goes further until there is a mountain that this explorer finds and starts climbing the mountain. Now, the mountain journey was not easy. Obviously it was sometimes quite lonely, and there was a lot of hazards as you go up the mountain. But as this explorer went up the mountain, there was more and more perspective. Of course, as you climb the mountain, you see more of the world. And the journey itself also was quite strengthening and empowering for the explorer. And until finally made it to the top of the mountain, to the peak experience of the mountain, where this explorer finds the secrets of how to actually live the deepest, and most fulfilling life possible. And this explorer is excited because now they want to share that with the masses. And this explorer starts to shout from the mountaintop to all the people down at the riverbank, I have found the secret. This is actually where you need to come to find it. And because the river is flowing so strongly and there's so many people down at the riverbank, this explorer's voice was barely heard. Maybe occasionally one or two people heard that call, heard the voice, and decided to take that perilous journey up the mountain too, a lonely and dangerous, or lonely and difficult journey. But most of the people that the explorer was trying to help did not hear the call. So eventually, the explorer realized, okay, I can't keep shouting from the mountaintop. I have to go down to the people at the river and serve them there. I have to bring the transformation that I've developed, that I've discovered and developed through my journeys, and I have to bring them to the people at the riverbank. That's where they are. I've got to meet them where they're at and speak to them in a language they understand. So this explorer does that, takes the journey back down to where it used to be. It's so commonplace and it's less um, exciting, and there's less perspective down at the riverbank, but there's a lot more people to help. So this explorer does the hard work of coming back down the mountain towards with a great love in their heart for the people, and goes and serves the people at the riverbank. And not surprisingly, was able to help a lot more people there. The doing the emotional and mental labor of translating the higher wisdom into the more common language at the riverbank was able to help a lot of people. And some of those people, in fact, were willing to take the journey with the explorer. Now, the mountain climber really was willing now, having been helped by the explorer, to take that journey up the mountain to where the source of the perspective and the transformation is. And this explorer was able to take enough people up the mountain to see the perspective up there and to gain from the rare treasure that was up there in the mountain. Perhaps there was a guru up there, or a um, you know some carvings in the stone up the mountaintop that you have to go and see for yourself, or there's a special dojo up there that people have to go and get trained up there. So there's something up there in the mountain that the explorer was able to bring a group of people up there to find the deepest and most sustainable and most powerful transformation. Now, some of those people ended up coming down and helping others as well. And the explorer found an easier path. Now, having brought some people up there, right, several times, found the easier path down and was able to more easily come down, bring others up there, creating a more friendly and usable path up the mountaintop, and was able to therefore find a lot more, help a lot more people find that deep transformation that the explorer found. Okay. What are you getting from the story for your business, for where you are right now in your desire to transform a lot of people? Where do you situate yourself in the story? Well, I would genuinely be interested to see your comments below. So you may want to pause this video, add a comment below if you wish to, or read the other comments. Add one if there isn't one already, and then unpause this video and let me translate this for you from my perspective on how this story can be such a powerful reminder to come back to again and again for your own business building efforts going forward. Okay, ready? Here we go. So the explorer, of course, is my clients and you, many of the people that I talk to who have this genuine heart, sincerity, deep sincerity to find the most fulfilling and truest path to fill in the blank in terms of what you help people with: better relationships, spiritual enlightenment, a most fulfilling career, um, better connection with one's family, better connection with oneself. Whatever it is that you help people with, you have that deep passion and sincerity to really find, and for many of you, you have found a mountaintop experience, peak experience, and sort of like a rare resource, rare modality, perhaps that's not something everyone already practices. And you have maybe taken the difficult road, the journey up the mountain. You have done maybe the years of training or the years of practice on yourself, and maybe supporting friends and family and other people and colleagues to find some of that transformation, right? So you've done the hard work of going up the mountain, and oftentimes it has been a lonely journey. Right now, it may be a lonely journey, but you have discovered a deep and powerful and enlightening resource, modality, tool, practice, way of being that you would love to bring to a lot more people. But maybe you are shouting from the mountaintop right now. Maybe you are saying, "Hello, everybody," on social media and in your new newsletters and in your conversations. "I have found the most amazing thing up here." And because of the language you're using or the way you're approaching it, people aren't hearing you. People don't get it. People don't get why your modality, your tool, your resource, your practices, your way of looking at things is so important and necessary for them to also take the journey up the mountain. You're shouting from the mountaintop. I know I was. And in some ways, whenever I launch something that falls flat, I realize I'm shouting from the mountaintop too, because I've discovered something. And I'm using language or a way of framing something that isn't connecting with the people at the vast majority of people who are at the riverbank. So, what do we therefore need to do? We need to do the same journey that the explorer in the story did. We need to do the work. We need to humble ourselves and come down the mountain and go towards the people at the riverbank. We need to deeply listen to a lot more people. We need to talk with a lot more people than we are right now. This is actually, I've noticed this to be true. And it's not easy for introverts to talk to a lot of people. It's not easy for sensitives to talk to a lot of people. But if you can frame the conversation as one of genuine, sincere curiosity and care, then and not selling, then these conversations of what I call market discovery, authentic market discovery, because you're coming from a place of authentic, sincere caring and curiosity. These conversations are what give you the enlightenment of how to really serve them well. And honestly, chances are you are not having enough such conversations with people, with the masses at the riverbank. You can do this in part through social media. You ask questions on your social media and get some comments, sure, but nothing. Yeah, it's kind of like taking a poll of the people at the riverbank, having them check a box, but it's nothing compares to sitting down with each person and hearing their current issues that are related to the mountaintop experience you had. What are their current issues? How are they describing it? What have they tried as solutions? What journeys have they tried taking that wasn't as effective for them as the thing that you can provide is even more effective for them. But you've got to hear where they're at right now so that you can serve them where they're at right now a little bit, at least serve them a little bit if you can. Even in that conversation, if you can provide not just deep listening first, yes, deep listening, asking questions about where they're currently at and related to the issues that you do and what they've tried, what they have. Have them tell you about how the issue or the yearning affects them. How do they see the issue? How do they see the yearning that they have? Why does it matter to them? Right? Like I said, what have they tried? What has worked a little bit, somewhat? What hasn't worked? What are they still seeking? If they could craft the perfect journey, supported, guided journey for them up the mountaintop, what might that look like? Because if as you listen to several people talk about this, as many as you can, then you go, okay, I see the patterns here. The patterns are they describe the issues like this. They describe their yearnings like this. They describe the impact that this issue or yearning has on their life like this, why it's important to them. They describe the things that they've tried. There's a commonality and patterns of they've all seemed to try this type of solution. And this type of solution didn't work for them. They've all seemed to try this type, which had some positive effect on them. And what the common pattern says, that they would love to have some guided journey look something like this. So much, so much value is gotten from such conversations of deep listening. And the value, of course, you're getting the value from hearing all their language and what they're yearning for, but also they're getting the value from somebody who actually cares, someone who is really curious, someone who provides that presence and that space for them to really share deeply related to the area that you discovered up the mountain. Okay. And then, and then if that conversation has time, try to provide some support, some perspective, not a lot of time, but just test to see if they're open to some of the perspective you can bring, having been up the mountain before, having taken the journey that they haven't yet taken before. What perspective might you provide just a little bit? See if they're open to it. Some people are very open to it. Some people might not be open to it. obviously the people who are open to it are much more likely to be your potential clients, right? You don't have to sell them in that conversation. I mean, unless they really keep asking you. So tell me what you do. I mean, you seem to have some perspective to provide. Tell me what you offer, right? That'd be wonderful. Then just answer their questions, but try to provide some perspective because you don't have to try to sell them anything in that conversation. But afterwards, you can go and analyze the results of these conversations. By the way, I go deeply into this methodology of authentic market discovery. I have a whole course on this step by step to do this process, but I'm giving you an overview that may be enough for many of you. So as you analyze these conversations and find those common patterns, you can then design the perfect guided journey up the mountain from the language and the actual perspective of the people you've just talked to at the riverbank. They represent so many other people, right? Who haven't taken the journey like you have up the mountain yet. Design that ideal guided journey for them, okay? And then go back to the people that you talked to, that you had conversations with, hopefully dozens. Now, I'm not talking about talk to three people. Fine, that's a good bare minimum start. But hopefully you'll talk to dozens over weeks or months in doing this before you can create that perfect guided journey. Now, perfect for now, because you can always improve it over time, obviously. But this currently perfect for now iteration of the guided journey up a mountain. And then you approach them and say, you know what? Based on conversations with you and others similar, I've created this guided journey. What do you think about this? I'm really curious. Does this seem to align with what you were talking about, what you've been yearning for? If not, how else could this align even better? You know, get their feedback, design with them as much as you can, as much as the time that they would allow you to have. Design with them, get their feedback, get their opinions, get their suggestions so that you can design with them meaning as a whole, all the people that you're going to talk to and get some feedback from. Design with them the ideal guided journey that they told you that they want, along with your own perspective, your own wisdom of what you think is actually the best for them, based on all that you've taken in, your understanding, your wisdom on, okay, based on all this, I think they need this, and borrow and using their language as much as possible. This is the process of authentic market discovery and creating aligned offers. This is what is needed for many of you who are watching this. If you are a solopreneur who finds that you're probably shouting at the mountaintop, you know that you have something valuable, but people aren't getting it. The masses aren't signing up. You need to go through this, come down the mountain, humble yourself a little bit, do the work of talking to dozens, hundreds. I mean, the people who are really serious about this process talk to hundreds. I just had a conversation with someone the other day who's talked to, I think, 118 people in this kind of market discovery way. Now you don't have to do over 100, but more than three probably, or more than 10 probably. And remember, these conversations can themselves not only to get information that's useful to you, but, and I'll end with this, these conversations themselves can be both healing and empowering for both parties. That's the aim. The aim is not just, I mean, to get market data, you could, take polls and talk to some colleagues, but it's like the to get the primary data, the primary research, which is by talking to individuals, but to do it in a way where that it brings the wisdom that you've gotten, the presence that you've developed, the genuine curiosity and the unique care and healing that you can bring to that conversation. If you do that, I think it'll heal both you and the other. And that kind of conversation is memorable for the person you have it with. The next time they need something that you offer, who are they going to think of? Probably you, because you provided them that kind of space of deep listening, genuine care, and curiosity. So I hope this makes sense. I hope the story of the mountain and the riverbank makes sense to you, and that you'll think about this for where you are at right now, and whether you're shouting at the mountain or how might you take the path toward the people. I really look forward to your comments below. You want to add anything about how this relates to you and what you're going to do about it. Thank you so much for being part of this journey with me. And I wish you well today and for the rest of the week. Take care.